said something live. Oh, no one there yet, so we got to take a minute or two to get the other people there. Actually, any of you people use Periscope? Yeah, I'm going to try that, and I don't know if that's good for the kind of stuff I'm doing, or that it should stay, on Facebook and things like Facebook and YouTube. But Periscope sort of looks interesting, and maybe. So if anybody give me any information about if you think that's of value, people are there or not. It's just, educating people and trying to find where they are so I can educate them and whatever. So I don't spend a lot of money marketing, because I don't know what the hell works. Nobody does. So I spend money on all this stuff I don't know when it works. So I just constantly look for free things to try to get this stuff out there. Let's take another minute or two. Let's see, we got some people here. Oh, D is there. Sybil, hello, Sybil, how are you? It's all the good. That's for all the goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. You're talking goodness. Oh, goodness, so good. Lots of goodness. Yeah. And that's what it's about, man. That's what I don't, know for sure, but it seems like, boy, when you get caught chasing your own tail and just trying to make money, and everybody's after that and so worried, and God, we all fight each other. I don't know if you saw the hearings, but the first time yesterday, the hearings about the FBI, the ex-head of the FBI. I mean, that's the first time people started acting like grown-ups anyway. I didn't watch the whole thing, but from what I saw, it looked like at least they were acting like grown-ups for one, instead of every time it used to be like a food fight, in high school or something like that. So maybe we're getting back to some real stuff. Well, let's see. We got a little. Got people in there yet? Well, I think people, maybe. How you doing? Oh, one thing before I start too, I still have that great free ebook that you could download right away at letsgo.com/5free. 5 free. And it's really the best thing. I live in California. Where can I find a grant money to open up a business? Okay, you wait. We're going to cover that today. But here, so you don't have to spend money with me. You can get this letsgo.com/5free and download ebook. It shows you, and there's videos explaining the 5 places you can turn to, where people will help you for free. And actually, they're just not, it's just like a church or something. No, these people are getting grants to help you for free. So they're motivated. These are professionals, not people, just helping you out of the kindness of their heart. Rely on the kindness of strangers. Wasn't that in, oh gosh, why can't Kowalski, the play, or I forget so much. But let's talk about free money for business. So many people, boy, when I've been talking about this for years and years, I've been doing this for 40 years, and people used to always beat me up. There's no free money for business. There's no grants, and I can see why they say that, because most people go to the Small Business Administration, they ask for a grant, and they say, what, you see that Let's Go or something on TV? We don't have grants. And they're right, but I'm right too. They're not at the Small Business Administration. So don't go there looking for grants. And there are all kinds. I mean, and that's why there's no one source, no one place. You can't operate that way anymore. And also when you're looking for grants or whatever, or money to start a business, no matter where it is or what it is, you have to pursue it to see what happens. Because, what most of us have is an idea what should be there. Okay, I need $100,000 to start a business, and then you're just looking for that. But you have to really realize what's there, and then once you find out what is there, what's the universe of what's available, then you decide how to best use all these to the best advantage of what you want to do. In other words, you can't force the system to do what you think is right for you. No, the world isn't going to work that way. So you got to live with reality. So you got to go out there, find out what reality is. Now, okay, so then you know all the tools, and see, that's what most people don't do, because you listen to hucksters that promise you could do all these things, and that may or may not happen. And you have to go out, okay, then what is there? You know, like if you want to date and you're looking for only 6 feet 7 inch tall women, you know, that's a small universe, so you're not going to be dating a lot, you know. So what to do is go out there and see what women are available, whatever the height, and see how you can make a match with that. That's what it's a life. That's what life is all about, I think. Otherwise, you're going to sit home alone. And it's the same with your business. Well, I need $127,000, $250.17. You know. Well, God, okay, you can have that in mind, but then you have to use that to go out and see what's there, because then what you do is say, hey, well, now I find something that, somebody will give me $50,000 if I do this. If I paint it green, if I grow oranges and not apples. Oh, what the hell? I don't care what I grow. I just want to grow something and make money out of it. Okay, I'll grow apples and I'll do that. See, that's why I think there's the best way to survive in life is to find out what the hell's there and then work with that to get what your objective is. And I think most of it is to feed yourself, learn how to make money, and to keep growing in life. And that's the idea, you know. So that's why we get caught up in what we think reality is or what reality should be. Everybody should be perfect. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking about my first 2 wives, and that's why I didn't last long. No, yeah, you got to work with reality, man, and that's what it's all about. And our reality is changing so fast. You know, that's why you got to change yourself. You know, the disruption in our society is happening everywhere. Look what's going on. Everybody said this, the conservative lady in Britain was going to win, you know, and make all that. Nothing's happening like anybody. The society is disrupting, so you got to disrupt yourself. You got to disrupt what you're thinking. You got to disrupt what you're doing in order to fit into this nonsense. Otherwise, you're going to be banging your head against the wall. Okay, now let me go over some money grants, you know, for business. And see, there literally are thousands of them. So we don't have enough time. I don't have enough energy, even though I sometimes act like I do, to go over 300,000 grants for business. So I'm just going to go over a few, which I think, okay, hey, I'm ready for the good news. Okay. To give you examples of the kinds of things that are out there. Now what you have to do is go out and find those yourself. See what's there in your state. Every state is different. You know, and that's it. Okay, now here's a thing for, you're looking for money to start a business? Okay, do you ever hear of IDA accounts? Okay, individual development accounts. Okay, these are grants. These are grants. You know, so if you want to start a business, say you need $25,000 to start a business. Okay, this is something that the government gives to banks. So, and only certain banks, you know, and they say, okay, if you're going to save $1 for your business, they'll give you an extra $5, you know. So if you put in $5,000 for your business, all of a sudden you have $30,000 or $25,000. Yeah, it would be $30,000, right? So, and they're called IDA. It's a matching grant put into your savings account for business. See, now who would ever think of that? How would you ever think of going to a bank and asking for a grant? Hey, why don't you put some extra money into my savings account? Yeah, not in individual development accounts. Here's the website of all the people, all the banks that have that. Now that's not all of them, but they say that it is, because what you have to check locally also. But if you go CFED.org. CFED.org. Now, I'm going to put all these links, you know, on YouTube. I'll put them in the description thing there, so you have all the links. And on Facebook, you know, after the after I do this, I hope in the next hour or so afterwards, I'll put it on my wall, the same place, right after this thing. So that's CFED, Charlie, Fred, Ed, David.org. Okay, and you get a directory of them there. So see what's in your state, call them all. Who do you have? Because maybe some are only giving $2 for every $1. So maybe somebody giving it $8 for only $1. You put in. So that's a way to do it. Okay, here's another point. If you're hiring somebody, you can get the government to pay up to 90% of the salary. So you need an employee in your small business, or whatever. Okay, if you're going to train them, then they will pay up to, it depends on the state. Every state is different. So the state, like for 3 months or so, will pay you 90% of the salary. So it's kind of like a free person, right? That's why I say, it's how do you put together things like this? If you go knocking on doors all over, well, I need $50,000 for my potato business, and you go to another one, well, I need $50,000 for my potato business, and they're looking at potato business. No, we are nothing like this. See, that's why. Okay, well, here's some place. Maybe I'll give 20 grand from an individual development account. I may be able to get a few $1,000s or whatever it is of training money over here. That's the way you put it together, because otherwise you're going to be beating your head against the wall and probably still come up with nothing. So it's really taking reality, what's out there, learning as much as you can. And the best way to learn is by trying. Go out and try. Like one of these things or whatever they tell you. You follow it up and see what the hell's there, because what's going to happen? You may not get the money I'm telling you about, but they're going to tell you about something else I never even knew to tell you about, because I don't know yet. Even though I spend my whole days, trying to find stuff like this all the time, I don't know everything. Nobody does, and that's why it's up to you to do that effort. And that's what life is all about now. We all want to be spoon-fed. We think everything's on the internet. It is, but you'll never find it on the internet. No way. How would you know to look under individual development accounts? Nobody would have thought of that, right? How would you know that? And that's why it's getting the knowledge, doing the research, kicking over stones, and not from places that are selling you stuff. Don't buy stuff from people who promise all this stuff. Sure, you may have a shot and chance of hell of it working, but it ain't worth it, because they're probably something better, whatever. See, all these things, these people are giving away money, they don't advertise, because they're not getting money from you. People who give you money are not advertising. Because people advertise, they need to get money to pay for the advertising, and that's what it is. So you have to find them yourself. And I'm very confident it's all in there, because I've been doing this for 40 years and I do it all the time. And the way I started was using these programs for Fortune 500 companies. Why do you think Donald Trump's in the White House, man? He uses all these programs, and what pisses me off, it looks like he's just creating more programs for rich folks to use, and that's all right. They have enough. We don't have to worry about rich people anymore. Why do we have to do that? There's bigger problems to solve. Making the rich richer, it seems to me. Okay, so we got up to 90% of the salary. Okay, how about Starbucks? You ever think of getting a loan at Starbucks? Well, that's right. And these are from community development banks. What Starbucks does is give money to community development banks. Now, community development banks are nice banks. These are banks that don't work for Wall Street investment bankers or whatever. People who will tie you to the railroad tracks because you didn't pay your mortgage. Now, these are community banks. They want you in the community to grow. That's why they're in business, and so they're not working for Wall Street. And what Starbucks guy does is give them money to give for small businesses who can't get money elsewhere. Okay, now here's how to find your community development banks. It's ICBA.org. ICBA.org. Okay, that's Community Development Bank, I guess CBA, yeah. Is that international for ICBA, do you? .org, okay, that's another thing, okay. Here's another thing. Now, everybody talks about grants and foundations and stuff like that. If you're looking for grants from foundations, and these are the big corporations that give out money to solve problems in our community. A lot of it goes to other nonprofit organizations. But really, if you want to know about that, you can't find them on the internet. Why? Because 95% of those foundations that give out grant money don't have a website. That's right, they don't have a website. How the hell are you going to find them? Oh, I think the FBI has found out I'm talking about this. So no, you don't. But what you can do, and there's a directory that it's a database of all these, like 150,000 of them, that give out all this money, of grants money. This is not government grants. This is not private grant money that's given out, to foundations. A lot of it goes to nonprofits because they're the ones trying to solve problems. So if you have a nonprofit or you want to do something to help the community, this is the where to check it. And you're looking for the foundation directory online, the Foundation Center directory. Now that directory costs about like $1,000, $2,000 to have access to for the year. But you can get it free and learn how to use it free. And that's by going to your public library. Call them first, because not every library has it, but they'll know who does. And so maybe not your library down the street, you'll have to travel, 10 miles to a library that has it. And there's usually a librarian there that knows how to do it. How do you get it free? There's a library. It's at the library. Walk in the library and use it. It's on a computer there, you don't know how to use it. The librarian, they usually have a librarian to help people looking for grants how to use that database and find it. So that's how to do it. And when we're talking about grants, don't worry about a grant writer. No. You don't. The only time you think about a grant writer is all of a sudden after you've spoken to the people who you think is a good place to get a grant. You have to speak to them. That's the way. Just don't fill out an application and send it in like, oh, I know she'll go out with me, I'll just leave her a note. No! You ask first and get a little vibe or what's going on. And when that looks good, then you see the application, then you determine if you need a grant writer. Don't do it otherwise, because particularly grants in the government, 80% of them are just 2-3 pages fill in the blanks. So if you're going out looking for a grant writer first, and then go look at what grant you're going to write for, man, that's like buying a dress before you're invited to the prom. You want to get invited to the prom first. Find out if where the prom is and what that looks like or whatever, and then you worry about it afterwards. Okay. Now, here's a wonderful thing. This is the one thing you should always know about for anything. This is anything. Like say, I'm in my kitchen here. If you're worried about, hey, how do I make a few bucks living in my kitchen? Is that a legal problem? Because I'm making money here. What kind of tax problem is that or whatever? Should I incorporate, not incorporate? Okay, you go what's called the Small Business Development Center. Okay, now they're a national office. They have thousands of offices all over the country. They get grant monies to help any entrepreneur for free. I used to use these people all the time for my Fortune 500 clients. I go down there, get all this information. They give it to me for free. Then I charge thousands of dollars for it to my Fortune 500 clients. And that's what it is. So here's the website to find out where the local office for you is. You want to go to Americas, AMERICAS, SBDC.org. Okay. AMERICAS. That's Americas. Like it should be apostrophe, but you don't put an apostrophe. So that's America's Small Business Development Center. The letters SBDC. So that's America's Small Business Development Center. That's where you want to do it. Okay. Let me see, I want to make sure I'm on here. I just get paranoid doing all this kind of stuff all the time. So America's SBDC.org. Okay, now they'll give you free help on anything. Actually, also if you're an inventor, if you're an inventor, you have an invention, what to do. Oh, what am I going to do? And you see those ads, inventors wanted, call 1-800, I'm going to screw you, whatever their 800 number is. And how do consultants get paid? They get paid by the grants that the government's give them. The government's giving these grants to help you. That's why everybody gets pissed off at the government. I don't want the government. Well, what about the good stuff like this? Here, the government's paying for that, but if you don't know it, then we're not using it. It's like if there was a road out in front that the government paid for, and you didn't know it was there, so you're getting on your horse and thinking you have to go to anywhere to get on a horse. No, we got a road out there that we paid for because everybody should use it, and not have to pay for it. So that's what's cool about it. So you can, Fortune 500 company, everything. And there, you have legal problems, you have tax problems, you want to know about money problems, you have technical problems, anything. They get you expertise. I did a thing earlier on this. You could see a video on Facebook and YouTube on these where I went down with a small business friend of mine who was going bankrupt, and they wanted to get rid of their credit card debt, and they went through the whole process. The guy was wonderful, told us what to say, how to do it, who to call, all this kind of stuff. Because really our fear when bad things happen is just the fear of the unknown. And these people go through it all the time. There's a guy with like 20 years of banking experience, for individuals with all these kinds of problems. So he was able to help, and solve the whole problem for free. That's it, for free. So why don't we all use that? Because we're lazy or we don't believe it or whatever. Sure, it takes work. You have to go down there and talk to them or whatever. But here's a program I find doing a report for a client in New York. Because every state, like New York, has hundreds of programs, money programs, all kinds of technical help, marketing help, low interest loans when you can't get it anywhere. Well, here was something. They have a $250 million grant if you want to make beer. $250,000 grant for beer makers. Now, who would have ever thought of that, right? So that's why, if you were thinking about making juice and you see this grant, hey, I'd rather make beer, wouldn't you? So that's what you should be doing, is making beer, not juice or whatever. And that's what I mean. You gotta see what's there, and nobody. That's what. And the work I do. No, I'm not making it up. I don't know if you can see this. This is the printout. You Google right now, craft beer marketing grant program. That's even marketing money. Marketing money. Craft beverage, so you can make root beer, if you don't want alcohol. A craft beverage marketing grant program, and that's New York, okay? So that's craft beverage, now you can't read, it's probably backwards or something like that, but craft beverage marketing grant program, and here's the website, it's on esd.ny.gov. Oh, he can read it, wow, you can, oh, good for you, see? That's it. Okay, walking miracle. There you go, guy. See, so that's esd.ny.gov. Okay. See, you don't know what to ask for, and that's why I get excited. We all have these mundane things. Oh, we just want a lot of money, and that's not the right question. And you got to get knowledgeable about what's out there, and then develop the question around it. Because otherwise what will happen, some hucksters, yes, I'm going to put the links, somebody asked me if we're going to put the links. Yes, I am on the next, after I go off the air, then within the hour or two, I'll put all the links on another thing on the wall or whatever you call it. on the internet. All the links will be there. And if not, just yell at me. Yell at me at letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. Okay, letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. You say, hey, old fart, you forgot to do this. And I understand, because that happens more than not. Okay, now here's another thing. $10,000 to create, if you create a job. See, that's the thing. This is why the government wants you to start a business, because you create jobs. So that's $10,000. This guy's going to read all my notes here, I think. $10,000, you create a job. That's state in New York. Every state usually has something similar. So that's why you have to dig around. That's why the reports I do, like if you want to know all the programs, what we do, I have a custom report for all the programs to start a business in your state, in your city, because then it's the county that has other programs. It's the city that has other programs. It's nonprofits where you live that has other programs. See, so that's the only way I could do it. I can't do these big directories that's supposed to be all the whole world anymore, or the whole United States. It's just too much, and you lose it, and you'll never find what the hell you need. And so that's why I feel that's. Now here's another thing. $250,000 Yahoo gave for New York to help give money to small businesses, okay? And that's the Yahoo Community Fund for Niagara County. So you have to be in Niagara, New York, right? That's where the falls are. Yahoo Community Fund, that's $500,000 they're giving out to entrepreneurs, to start business. See, it's all about creating jobs. That's why these programs are there. That's why every elected politician, that's what is Trump doing? He's talking about, the president's talking about jobs. He's creating jobs. That's how he got elected. I'm going to create jobs, jobs. That's all he's talking about. See, that's what people use politics for, so the politicians know that, so that's why they create these programs. Now here's a neat program. How would you like $5,000 to travel to Europe, or to China, or to Latin America, go down to Rio for the carnivals or whatever? $5,000 for small businesses, to travel, to find customers, and they even help you find the customers. See, what you do as a small business, the embassy helps you get customers in any country. That's right. See, any country in the world, they help you get customers. They'll check them out. There's money to go over and talk to them. You use the embassy office as an office. Yeah, so you have staff. So you're like a big shot, man. And that's all about creating jobs, to get them to buy goods and services here. So that's every Fortune 500 company uses these things. And that's what used to really bug me when I was working for Fortune 500 companies. Man, they don't even need the money to do this, but they're using the hell out of it, because they would hire me, people like me in Washington, D.C., who would charge them tens of thousands of dollars to get stuff they could get for free, but they got lots of money and they're real lazy. So people without money, man, you just go and get it and do it because it's there. Yeah. So that's just a sampling of the kinds of things that are out there. I'm trying to keep I just babble on. I could babble on for hours, because I enjoy doing this. I think it's important. I think there's a lot of stuff there for all of us to take advantage of, and I know everybody else is. And that's my mission for, I hope, about 25 more years yet. I'm going to be doing this, and whether you use me or not, if you need help, that's what I do. I do custom research, where I'll take all those programs that are where you live, so you don't have to dig if you want, and I'll do that. Or another thing that people really seem to enjoy is, let's get on the phone like 10-15 minutes, and off the top of my head, not only can I show you a source of money, I show you other ways to solve problems that you just need to look at things a little differently. And that's what I seem to have a knack for too, is looking things a little differently. I know so many sources, and I say, hey, why don't we use this over here, to solve the problem, instead of banging our heads against the wall and doing the same old thing and getting nowhere. And you just can't, do it harder and expect to win. You have to use other ways. And everything I'm giving you, everything that'll be on reports or we talk about on the air, on the phone or whatever, will be free. Nothing will be cost you. I even try to, for me, I try to keep my prices really low. I used to charge thousands before what I charged $20 for, but I want to make sure I charge, because I want to make sure it's of value to somebody. I don't want to do things something I just think is important or a value. If it's not important to you, then it's not worth me doing. We're here to help other people. It's like making love. You want to make love yourself? That's no fun. The fun of life is making love to somebody else, making somebody else happy. That's what's it about. So if I could help, I'm here. Lesgo.com/talk, Lesgo.com/research, or Lesgo.com/5free. That's the download. Okay, well, thanks for putting up with me. Hope I didn't curse too much. Well, I don't really care anymore. Anyway, see you soon. I'll be back.